Hey, I'm Pep, and this is a pep talk. It's been a long year. 2020 is over. It's 2021. So, of course, that means we can get all our board games back out. We can get them back on the table. We can start playing. Everything's back to normal. That's not true, though. That's not true. As much as we would love for 2021 to just start like that, pandemic's still happening. You know it. I know it. Maybe you live somewhere where it's pretty safe for you to go out. Maybe there's actually no restrictions at all. Maybe you live in, I think it's New Zealand, that basically you can do whatever you want there. So maybe, but more likely, maybe you probably live in the UK, Canada, US, somewhere like that, where we still have some restrictions going on. Now, this isn't supposed to be a depressing video. This is a pep talk. So, let's get peppy. Well, I'm not saying that you can't play board games. It's been a whole year. You're resourceful. I'm sure that you've started playing games online. You've found smaller games, maybe a lot of two-player games you could play with whoever you lived with. Maybe you've taught your kids to play board games with you, and they're whizzes now and beating you at every game you try them at. But eventually, hopefully in about a few months' time, fingers crossed, we're going to be back to playing board games in person. And so, everyone always has New Year's resolutions. One of the most popular New Year's resolutions, board gaming-wise, recently has been the 5x5 or 25x25 or a 1 million by 1 million, that's too many, challenge, where essentially you have X board games and you say you want to play each of them X amount of times. You know, there's a certain game, Splendor, that I love the game, but I just haven't played enough. I really want to kind of enforce that I play. You can get nice little boards where you put them on. I don't think that's a good idea this year because you probably don't have the opportunity to. Sure, you could do it and you could just pick games that you can play within the situation you're in. But let's say the pandemic does and getting everyone vaccinated and maybe another wave comes that the vaccine doesn't. Let's just not get into that. But either way, we might not be able to get back into it right away. So if you make that kind of resolution, it's not really a year-long resolution. It's actually a 6-month resolution you have to do right at the end. So what I propose is you do something a little different with your board gaming resolution this time around. You try something new. You learn something new. You learn something big, something you have been waiting for your entire life, but putting off for all these reasons. And, you know, last year when the pandemic was going on, I wouldn't have said that. I would have said, everyone likes to think you have so much free time, but the whole thing was so stressful. I think a lot of us have adapted to it now. I think we're used to the stress. We're used to the situation we're in. I think you might be a little more open to learning. So what I suggest, as I mentioned, is try something new and different. If you're classically just a board gamer and you haven't really gotten to RPGs, well, give it a shot. Maybe you've tried it once with some other people. Maybe your local group has expressed interest. Well, get yourself a book. Maybe try Starfinder. Starfinder's fun. Maybe Pathfinder. It's Starfinder not in space. Maybe Dungeons and Dragons. Now, the reason I brought the Dungeon Master guy specifically out is, well, if you're the one taking the initiative, you're probably going to have to be the one running the game. But you've got so much time, potentially, before you can get back playing with people. And you know what? This could be a fun surprise for your group, too. Just take a look. You can actually get all the PDFs of these online, too. And there's even basic versions that you can get for free. But take a look. Look up videos. There's lots of videos of people running campaigns, a lot of which they will actually walk through how the game works for some of the first sessions. Either way, a lot of resources you can use in order to learn to DM and learn to be a player if that's where you're going. But yeah, that's something. You might have enough time to, rather than using one of the pre-made campaigns, kind of design your own campaign. And listen, I don't want to get too much into advice. I believe I've made videos with advice for being DM before. But just in general, just relax with it. You don't feel like it's the end of the world if everything's not perfect and that you have to meticulously plan everything. Just learn what you can and try to plan out and just make it so it'll be a nice, fun surprise for people once they get out of the pandemic. It's like, hey, we can finally get back together. You know what we should do? That role-playing game we've been talking about for 10 years. That would be fun. And there's lots of options. Like I said, if you're more interested in space, Star Wars, well, Starfinder would be cool. Star Trek, also Starfinder would kind of fit that. There's lots of other things. There's things like GURPS that work for superhero. There's Shadowrun for cyberpunk style feel. There's also just cyberpunk. Now, on the other hand, there's lots of other things. Don't just think you have to do role-playing games. Maybe it's miniature games. Miniature games are usually big, expensive monsters that you have to put so much time and effort into. Painting up your miniatures and everything. Well, this might be a good time to jump in and start that. And as long as you have a group that you know will be playing it, then whenever you get back to playing, you'll be able to jump in. Sorry, the table's a bit of a mess. I'm working on something else at the same time. And the last option, well, I'm sure you can think of lots of other options, but the last option for me to mention, of course, is just big board games. Like, this is a hefty game. Learning this game takes time. And you should probably set it up a few times and try it out. Twilight Imperium is an absolute monster, and it takes a long time to play. But again, whenever you get out of the pandemic and you get back to gaming, I think it would be really cool, again, to even be able to surprise your players if you have a local game group. Have this all pre-set up on the table, teach everyone the rules. You just have a blast. Everyone would be so surprised at just the big, epic game that you get to have whenever this is all over. And I think that would be awesome. And maybe it's not for everyone. Maybe it's not for your group. Maybe your group typically plays a lot of smaller, lighter games. But if you're going even the role-playing route, there's a lot of games that are role-playing that aren't as rules-heavy, aren't as crunchy. There's some that are 100% role-playing. There's almost no mechanic, like rolling, crunchy mechanics to it. A good example, though it does have quite a few mechanics, is Kids on Bikes. Kids on Bikes is super fun. There's another one I really enjoyed, which is, The End of the World RPG, where you essentially make yourselves as characters and you're trying to fight off zombies, or perhaps it's an alien invasion, or there's monsters taking over the planet. Either way, those rules I found were pretty easy to get into, and it's very thematic. It's something where you just have everyone at the table rather than having to make these characters that you just say, hey, you're going to be you. Oh, what kind of equipment do I have? What's in your pocket? So if you think that your game group would enjoy that kind of thing more, then look that up. So either way, the whole point of this video is you got time before we can get back into things, but you're going to be excited to get back into things. That's what 2021 is for a lot of people. Excitement about being able to get back to the way things were and being able to go back and board game again. Well, I think you should get back to it bigger and better than before. So if you have something you've always wanted to do, I think now is the right time. You have time to prepare. You're not going to feel like you have to have it ready for next week. If you want to do Dungeons and Dragons, you have time to create a bunch of characters. You have time to plan out a bunch of things. If you want to pick up a big new board game like Twilight Imperium, you have time not only to learn the rules, but to set it up on the table, play it with yourself, play it against yourself, maybe get your family into it and try it out. If it's not, it's a big crunchy game. I can't really guarantee an entire family would enjoy this. Little Timmy might not enjoy Twilight Imperium. Although, hopefully he does, because it's a cool game. Anyway, it's a new year. I'm not going to take any more of your time. That's basically what I want to say. Resolutions are going to be a little tricky because the year kind of isn't starting right off the bat. So whether it's for board gaming or whether it's anything in life, I suggest taking a resolution that's something that you can do a little bit more indoors, something that maybe there's a bit of prep time before you actually start doing it. Maybe if you're going to start a big art project, then you have a couple of months to plan and figure out what kind of art supplies you need, how you're going to do this thing. And then once everything's a little bit easier, once the pandemic is officially coming to a close, then it's time for you to shine. So it's a good way to take the pressure off of the start of the year too, because we're in a lot of pressure right now. Don't put extra pressure on yourself, other than the pressure of learning all these big, giant games. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I want to hear your New Year's resolutions too. if there is something, some big new game you want to try out and that you're planning and you want to spring it on your group, I'd love to hear about it. If it's something I've done before, maybe I could even throw some advice your way. Either way, again, thanks for watching. And as always, live free, game hard. Bye. Oh, whack the mic there. Boop, boop, boop. It's probably loud.